Hello and welcome to this next tutorial in pygame. So what we're going to do today is we're going to add the functionality to be able to restart our game without having to rerun the whole code. So to start with, I'm going to make a function which I'm going to call GameStart and just declare it like that. So the keyword def GameStart, and I'm going to have to pass in the variable of score because I want to be able to access that and reset it to 0. We're next going to make another while loop, just like we did earlier on in the main part of the game. So we're just going to set a Boolean value to true and store it in a variable called game, and then we're going to go while game. So basically that's true, so it'll start running. Next thing we want to do is check if anything's been clicked on. So just like before, we write a little for loop saying check to see, if the user's pressed the quit button, which is the X at the top right. If they have, quit out of pygame, so end the game basically. Next thing we want to check is have they pressed a key. So we're going to write a little if statement for that. So if they've pressed a key, we want to start the game. So just click in here and make sure you're backed up to start your next if statement perfectly in line with the one above. So that I and that I should be on the same level. So we're now saying if a key's down, if it's the C, go and call the main function and pass it the value of score, which is 0 to begin with. So that will start the main game off. So that's good, but we also need to do something if they don't want to play the game again. So we're going to say, if they press the Q button, let's quit out of the game. So there we go, same code exactly, except now we're using Q, and if they've pressed Q, we're going to quit the game and then quit out of idle completely. So the next thing we do, this will now work, but we need to actually give the person some instructions. So we're going to do this in a very similar way as before. We're going to fill the green screen with some color. We're going to write a font out onto the screen, and then we're going to update the screen. So here's the code. We're going to fill the screen with white. We're going to set up a font. We're going to create our text to put on the screen to give them some instructions, and then we're going to put all that down on the screen and then refresh the screen. So that's pretty much there. There's just a couple of things we now need to change slightly. We probably want our music to start when the actual game is played rather than when we open up the start screen. So we're going to cut that one out, and we're going to put that into the main game. So in other words, we start off our music playing when the actual game starts rather than when the first intro screen comes up, which kind of makes sense. And the other thing we're going to have to do is, rather than call main right at the bottom of our code, we want to now call GameStart instead. So we just replace this at the very bottom with GameStart, and yeah, there we have it. Let's check to see if that works. And here is our new updated screen. If we press C, the game starts, and if we crash, the game comes back to this screen again. If I press Q, the game ends. So there you have it. That's the next part to focus on. Bye for now.